After running a company for 3 years and analyzing a lot of my mistakes, I wanted to make a very quick breakdown of what I would focus on the most in the first year of business. And being somebody who, I'm not like decades into business, and so I'm still relatively close to that first year of business. It wasn't that long ago. And man, did I make so many mistakes. Like in 3 years, I've learned so much after that first year. And I wanted to make a little bit of a summary on what I would do in that first year if I had the opportunity to go through that again from scratch. First thing and biggest thing would be focus on simple things. Simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple. One of the best decisions I made was accounting kind of by myself in-house, keeping it really simple on an Airtable. I've been most productive as well when I have focused on very few tasks. I keep a really simple to-do list with basically just a checkbox and a date, and I don't make it fancy because fancy stuff gets very hard to maintain, especially when you are in your first year of business. You don't have a lot of infrastructure around you in terms of like support and things like that. Keeping it simple, stupid simple, is one of the best things I think you can possibly do. The second thing I would focus on, which I really didn't realize in the first year, was focus on sales and marketing. Focus on getting deals and getting volume in through the door. The reason I say that is because the more numbers you have, the more clients you have, the more analysis you can do on the data that you have. And so I wish that I had managed to get my first 10 clients earlier and faster, because once you get the first 10 deals, once you get the first 20 deals, whatever, you look at the numbers and you say, okay, these are the patterns, this is how I can make it better, whatever. You cannot make informed decisions if you do not have data to look at. I preach a lot about making your service better and improving actual product and delivery, stuff like that, but you cannot improve anything if you don't know what needs improving in the first place. And so this was a big mistake of mine. I really think if I were to start again from zero, I would focus the first year, I should be almost entirely focused on growth and marketing functions. So that means every single day I have to be taking steps toward growing the brand, growing business, growing deals, whatever. I have to be doing actions that are getting me more deals. One of my biggest mistakes was that when I got a deal, I focused a lot on the deal and I let that distract me from marketing activities. And so then I wouldn't be doing marketing enough. And then I would find myself in a sticky situation because the deal would end and I'd have to start marketing efforts from zero. Some people might ask, okay, well, what if in the first year you get a big deal and then you got to service it yourself because you don't have enough money to hire people? That's fine, but you have to cut out time for marketing. You have to force that time to exist. You will cut out time to sleep, for example, because your body does not operate without it. You need to cut out time for marketing the same way that you cut out time for sleep, because your business will not grow without it. And I, unfortunately, did not do that effectively in the first year. I made mistakes in terms of not cutting out enough time for marketing. I didn't realize how much it was going to cost my business in the long run in terms of potential growth that I could have had. And I'm talking about like hours every day have to be dedicated to this. This is not something that you do once a week or something like that. The hard thing is marketing is never going to be a super urgent thing that you absolutely need to do right now, unless your business is dying. Many times you have an urgent proposal, you have an urgent meeting. There are many things that can take up your time and seem very urgent, and marketing activities are rarely one of them. You can always delay a day of marketing, but you can't delay a client deadline. You can't delay things like that. It's very easy to procrastinate marketing activities, especially if you don't know how to do them very well, but you have to learn them, and you have to learn them through repetition and practice and stuff like that. I cannot stress that enough. Like, do marketing, focus on that, cut out time for it. The third thing I'd focus on my first year of business is relationships. Relationships with your customers and potential customers specifically. Those relationships are the most important. Paul Graham has said this, I think, very famously, but you can solve every single business problem you have by speaking to your customers. Understand them better, understand what they want, and when you have clients, make relationships with them. I see a lot of freelancers who don't really build relationships with their clients, and I think they miss out on so much. Build relationships with people and find out what is wrong in your service. What do you need to improve most urgently after you get a little bit of kind of volume flowing through your system? You need to focus on marketing first, but you need to be in touch with the people that are giving you money, in touch with what they think and how they feel. It is not enough to just complete an order. You need to have as many relationships as you can with people who are your potential customers. They will help you solve a host of business problems that you cannot imagine. When you need help, you go to them and you ask, well, how can I serve you better? And I think that will solve a great deal of business problems. These three things, I think I really wish I could have applied way more in my first year of business. I really didn't apply these principles enough in my first year. I think I didn't focus enough on the right things, and that cost me a lot in terms of potential business growth. I've seen people who started a business in a year and they got way further than I had in my first year. I've even seen people who in 1 year of business have gotten further than I have in 3 years. And almost always consistently it is because they have experience and they have learned these lessons before. And I wish I could have passed those lessons on to myself earlier, but it is what it is. It's not what it's not, and I'm not caught up about it. Those were things that cost me a lot in terms of time it took to get the business growing more. I think those things will save you a great deal of pain and time if you apply them properly. I hope that was useful. I record every day, so comment if you have any questions. If you enjoyed this, do subscribe. Most people who watch are not subscribed, so it's always appreciated. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today.